It's TDS Radio, our voice, our culture. It is TDS Tuesday, Two Dope Siblings Tuesday. We gotta get somebody to give us something so we can say it's the Two Dope Sibling Tuesday day.
What do you mean?
You know how they have days of the week where it belongs to people.
Oh,
You got to file for that.
yeah.
Thought about doing that for mom.
Oh,
Because anybody can get one. Did you know that?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anybody can get one. You just got to file for it. I'm like, Two Dope Siblings Day.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. Hopefully,
happy Tuesday.
Yeah, everyone is having a good day. Some of you are coming off of a extended weekend.
Yeah, me.
I am not.
That is unfortunate.
Isn't it unfortunate? My job did not believe in allowing us to have the day off, but it's all
Racism.
good. It is all good.
Racism.
All good. So,
how you ain't gonna be off for Martin Luther the King Day?
We follow the same schedule as healthcare professionals.
Are you a healthcare professional?
No, not really. But we serve as healthcare professionals.
Racist. Did you get paid extra?
No, I'm sorry.
No, that's my point.
Yeah, no.
Racism.
No, that's not right.
Finest. But you said you get off Juneteenth.
Yes, we have Juneteenth off, which is amazing.
Yeah, so that helps. Having Juneteenth off of school.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's recognized in the school, is it not? No.
Music stopped right when it was supposed to on that one. No. Well, it's not recognized in schools. We're out of school.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well then, guys, we are back. It's going to be an amazing week. It's going to be an amazing day.
Strong week.
Yes.
Try to.
So this week, we have Miss Verna, the healing consultant. She'll be in the building. So that's going to be an exciting show that's happening tomorrow.
Correct.
And then Thursday we have a indie artist. Correct. Okay, that is happening on Thursday.
One of the Genius Party gentlemen.
All right, great. Sounds beautiful.
Which they have an event this weekend.
Oh, they do?
In Durham.
Okay, well then you guys are going to have to hear all about that coming up on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And then Friday, our sexy educator is going to be back because we had an awesome show last week, but unfortunately due to technical errors, the audio it wasn't quite where we wanted it to be. So we are going to have them back. Miss Crystal.
How did y'all hear that, y'all? Could you tell us that? Y'all can be mean when the audio ain't right. Say the audio ain't right.
It's not.
We got a comment right now. They might be saying it right now.
I think that's our comment.
Oops. All right. Nope. Never mind. All right. So, yeah. But if the audio ain't right, tell us the audio ain't right so we can fix it.
Yes. So we can fix that.
It's tough doing live shows. Now I see why so many people record their shows.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's tough doing a live show.
Absolutely. So we will have that happening on Friday. Crystal, the sex planner, which she has an amazing product that I think a lot of couples and singles should invest in. And you will hear more about that on Friday. But today, we have our entertainment news.
Yes.
We have our birthdays.
Yes.
We have our messy letter. We
Correct.
have Stop the Cap. We have some interesting situations that have been taking place on the interwebs that we are going to discuss, especially about a young fella that is causing quite a stir for some things that he said on a YouTube dating show. So we'll get to all of that.
We're going to get to all that and more. Mm-hmm. So first, I guess we start off with our birthdays, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So can I get my birthday music?
Absolutely. You wanted to go now, or do you want to read the birthday first and then do birthday music?
We'll read.
Okay.
I'll read. Okay. So we want to say happy birthday first to Todd Glover. Todd Glover does not say what birthday he is celebrating, but he is celebrating birthday today.
All right.
Xavier Dobbin, we want to say happy birthday to you. Peggy Braxton, happy birthday. Mitch Mitchell, happy birthday. DeMarcus Robertson, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
John Daly, happy birthday. Janine Nicole, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And a special shout out to my god sister, Dawn Smith. Happy birthday. And another extremely happy birthday to one of my students, Miss Kaya Moore. She is a volleyball player at the University of Tennessee. Hopefully she's not in the transfer portal. So if I said that wrong, I am sorry. But she's one of the ones that was like a daughter. She was also on the First and Goal podcast. And I enjoyed her growth just like I do the rest of the guys.
Hey, now.
She was one of the young ladies that did not hesitate working out with the football team.
Oh, yes, I remember you telling me.
And she outworked some of them too. So happy birthday, Kaya Moore, and all the others from TDS Radio.
Wait, I have one. A prior coworker, Miss Katie. She's just the sweetest thing ever. It is her 28th birthday. So happy birthday to you, Katie girl.
Happy birthday, the sweetest ever, Miss Katie. Yeah, so let's play the happy birthday jam.
All right, I got you. Hold on,
we gotta find out who this is because before they get mad at us for using their song.
Yeah, because they could definitely block our stuff. But with that said, here we go.
Turn it up, all the way up. Here we go.
Happy birthday to you. Hey. Happy birthday to you. Oh, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Well, you look good. You're looking good. You're looking fine. You're looking fine. And hope you have a good time. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Yeah.
All right. Woo! So happy birthday to all those who tuned in and heard your birthday. And if you didn't tune in and hear your birthday, tune in next time so you can hear your birthday.
And if you guys have any birthday shout outs, make sure you leave them in the comments. We are happy to read them as the show goes on. If you want to wish anyone, a relative, a loved one, a friend, co-worker, whomever,
anybody,
shout them out in the comments and let us know if it's their birthday. And we are happy to do it.
And hey, cuz, how you doing?
Hey,
one of our biggest supporters. We appreciate you. Thank you.
And always. Thank you, boo.
Thank you. Oh, another cuz. Happy birthday. Oh, yeah. Todd Glover actually is related to us through grandma's side of the family.
Okay,
yeah.
Cousin.
Yeah, he is.
Cousin?
Through
Okay,
cousin.
All right.
With little Andrew and all that. They're all family.
Look, hey, family.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, so happy birthday, Todd Glover. So then what we got coming up next?
Oh, so we have our entertainment news. The Emmys shook some things up. I'm going to let you guys know who were some of the big winners yesterday. And for the simple fact that this is actually the 2023 Emmys, but due to the strike, the writer and actor strike, they had to push things up. So even though it's happening in 2024, these are 2023 winners.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. I got to do better with this.
That's okay. That's why I'm here.
Because I don't understand. I mean, since we got people going, we might as well go into it.
All right, let's go right into
entertainment news.
So the 75th annual Emmy Awards happened last night. It was hosted by Anthony Anderson, and it was a good show. So a lot of the people who won, I was expecting them to win, to be completely honest.
All right.
And Succession took home 7 wins. As you guys may know, that show is on HBO. It was their final season, but they were the biggest winner out of everyone. Took home 7 wins. The Bear was running a close second with 6 wins. Absolutely. If you guys have not watched The Bear, I'm telling you, it was really good. Very good writing, very good storytelling.
Okay.
Chaotic, but it's good. And then on top of that, running up for 3rd place was Beef. Did you watch it on Netflix?
Nah.
So Beef is a saga that follows 2, angry drivers who get into like this collision, and they take, the whole angry driver thing way above and beyond.
It's a movie?
Yes. Well, it's a show.
It's a show. Okay.
Yes. So they won big with 5, and then a few that followed closely was Last of Us. They took home 2. RuPaul took home 2, Abbott Elementary took home 1, and The White Lotus, which is another phenomenal show, took home 1. And speaking of Abbott Elementary, our good girl Abbott Elementary. Speaking of Abbott Elementary, our good girl Quinta Brunson, she won for Best Actress in a Comedy for her role as Janine Teagues, and this was actually her first time winning an award as an actress instead of a writer, producer, director, any of that.
Okay.
Also, this is the first time in I think they said 30 years. Or more than 30 years. Yeah, more than 30 years that a Black actress has won an award in this category. The last one was Isabel Sanford. She won in 1981 for The Jeffersons. Okay. So kudos to her, Quinta. super happy to hear that. The show is hilarious, and it comes back on ABC February 7th.
So the episodes that I saw, because I haven't really watched it,
Mm-hmm.
they do seem pretty good. But yeah, I haven't really watched it.
And as an educator, I would think you would be on that.
As an educator, you sometimes need a break.
Okay, understandable. Understandable. And then another winner of the night was Miss Niecy Nash herself, and she has been making noise.
Sorry.
That's okay. You could have kept playing it.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I want to thank me for believing in me and doing what they said I could not do. And I want to say to myself in front of all you beautiful people, go on, girl, with your bad self. You did that. Finally, I accept this award on behalf of every black and brown woman who has gone unheard yet over-policed, like Glenda Cleveland, like Sandra Bland, like Breonna Taylor. As an artist, my job is to speak truth to power, and baby, I'm gonna do it to the day I die. Mama, all right.
Hey now. So congratulations to Miss Niecy Nash. Definitely a lot of people loved her award speech because you get so caught up in thanking everyone else. I think she made a good point. I want to thank me, and like she said, nobody knows the struggle that she went through as far as, just being an actress and landing these roles and being relentlessly tired and researching, because she did win for her role in the Jeffrey Dahmer story on Netflix.
All right.
And researching that role and digging so deep into that and just it stirring all types of emotions. Like, that is a tough job, especially with her coming off of When They See Us. She's been picking a lot of hard roles. So kudos to her. I'm glad that she took the time to do that. Of course, some people had things to say, saying, well, you need to thank God first. Okay, all right, let this woman have her moment.
Need to thank God first?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's what she should have done.
Oh, that's what she. You want to tell me how to accept my award?
Yes. As someone sitting on the couch.
You probably shouldn't do that. You probably should leave me alone.
As someone sitting on the couch, we're going to tell you how you should win your award. And some other highlights that happened during the Emmys. One thing that was pleasant for everyone to see, especially those of you 90s babies and those 80s babies, whomever, who grew up on this show, Martin. The cast decided to come together and reunited and poke some fun about how they never even got an Emmy nomination, and did the famous, living room set. And it was good to see all of them together. They even pay homage to Tommy, as you can see in the picture in the middle on the living room table. But it was good to see all of them come together, joke. Everyone looked good. And then even Anthony Anderson came out and kind of joked and said, look, I haven't gotten one either. So you're in
What's
good
he
company.
supposed to get one for?
Blackish.
Blackish ain't Martin. Sorry. I didn't get one either. Everybody should have been like, okay. Blackish ain't Martin.
It's definitely not.
Yeah,
Definitely not.
Blackish was good. But it ain't Martin.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it was good to see them. And Tisha Campbell, whoever her stylist was, they did her
They
justice.
finally got her right. Because
Yes.
she don't look dead.
Oh, okay.
Tisha used to look crazy.
Okay.
Or maybe
Okay.
she's finally coming out of the residue of the marriage and all that stuff, which was, not necessarily easy for her. And so now maybe she's starting to find herself, because she does, from the clip. I didn't watch it, but she does look good.
Oh yeah. So I was definitely here for
The
it.
person who looks the best out of all of them, though, is Tashina. Tashina looks the best.
Well,
Like,
not that night. I don't know what her stylist was doing.
not that night. Okay.
Whatever her stylist was doing, they
All right.
missed the mark.
They missed the mark? We're gonna pull it up again. Yeah, because what is all this
I
on
don't
the
know.
side?
And then she had like this Zorro cape, on
Okay.
the red carpet.
All right.
So I wasn't
All right.
feeling it.
Wasn't
But
feeling it.
considering, how old
What's wrong with
everyone
Martin's
is.
eye?
Well, remember.
Martin had a stroke?
Yes.
Did he?
Yeah, Martin has been through some things, because
Okay.
and even when the banter was going on, he was kind of slow to the draw. So
Well, how the hell is he supposed to be doing the new Bad Boys then?
we'll have to see.
Unless they sit him down and use the boy that's
Yeah.
the son and all that nonsense. Oh, well, Bad Boys without Martin ain't Bad Boys.
I know.
So they can get out. They can take that and go to hell.
Speaking of go to hell,
All right.
that's essentially what Drake is telling Mos Def. For those of you who haven't seen the clip, Mos Def, was he was being interviewed. Now it's not like he just came out of, the stratosphere and said, let me tell you about Drake. He was asked, it was prompted, and the young lady was asking about, do you consider Drake to be hip hop? And he was kind of hesitant in his answer.
Why are you doing this to me, man?
He was hesitant in his answer. But essentially he just kind of said that he feels Drake is more pop.
I feel like Drake is more pop than he is anything.
It's almost talks. And he has a lisp.
I mean, why are you doing this to me, man? I feel like Drake is more pop, like shopping music,
That's how he sounds to me.
That is not how he sounds.
That's how he sounds to me.
But that's essentially exactly what he said, where he feels as though Drake is more shopping music, he's more pop, and he doesn't really see him as hip hop. So after a couple of days, and you could tell that most of was a little hesitant about what it is that he said, and he's like,
why are you doing this to me?
He said that, I was like, uh-oh. Uh-oh.
That's when Drake decided to upload in his stories. He didn't upload it on his page, but in his stories, a quick clip from Method Man back in the day, which said this. So,
hip hop is a culture. It's a way of life. The way you dress, the way you talk, the way you walk. It's the break dancing, the rhymes, stage show.
So Drake decided to caption it. He said, "What Umi say again? Let me shine my light, king. Don't change up now," with a laughing emoji, referencing Mos Def's song Umi, where he's essentially allowing people to just be who they are, shine their light, and be the best person that they possibly be. So Drake decided to take his jabs that way. What do you think of that?
I think Drake strategically did that, but knows not to say nothing crazy, because lyrically you can't hang with Mos Def. Mos Def also is somebody who you want to be careful of dissing, because I think a legion of MCs will come to the defense of him. Like you're gonna have your Busta Rhymes, your Commons, your Talib Kweli's, it's not gonna be good for you. You know what I'm saying?
And it's gonna be a part of Dave Chappelle's next special. Like Drake came for Mos Def.
Yeah, like who comes for Mos Def? Like you don't do that. Then you got Dave Chappelle and all the people who support in that acting world of his. I think Drake should just stay in Drake's lane and never come out of it, because he has a great fan base that supports that crap that he puts out.
Crap. Okay.
Drake hasn't been hot in quite some time. Like I stopped listening to him a while ago, and it's just crybaby whiner music.
Okay.
And I mean, that's what these young kids do now. They whine and they cry, and everybody's super emotional, and he fits that. You know what I mean? And but you lost me when you put blackface on your face and you took an ad like that. Let's not forget that you did that. Let's not forget that you tried to hide your kid because you had it with a Instagram stripper lady. So no love for Drake.
No love for Drake.
Nah, Drake is the dude in high school that was like always corny, but he rolled with the hood dudes, so he got the pass. And he was the one that's like, if I ever catch you by yourself, I'm whooping your ass. But you hang out with people like Weezy F Baby and Rick Ross Savage. And who?
21 Savage.
Yeah, that don't count. 21 Savage was in those classes that I talk about.
That's not nice.
21 Savage was definitely in the little bus.
That's not nice.
So
it's not nice.
Like I said, Drake is the dude that hung out with the tough guys. And so then now you feel like you can say certain things, but shut up.
Okay.
Because by yourself, you're still a sucker. Like, I don't know anybody.
What?
Does anybody that you know pound Drake because lyrically is hot?
Oh, never because of lyrics. Like he, to me, has like that whole Beyonce effect of delivering a good one-liner that people want to use on social media all the time. Or even like Nicki Minaj, she always gives us a good one-liner, for content. But to say that I listen to Drake lyrically, I don't know too many people. It's more so for his beats, or they're singing along, or they kind of like his groove, but lyrically, no.
Drake is a watered down version of the old school Kanye.
Jesus Christ, what did Drake do to you?
I don't like him.
Okay.
I feel like he panders us.
Okay, I've heard that a lot.
I feel like he panders us.
I've heard that a lot. A lot of people have a problem with Drake, and they say that they feel as though essentially what
he's
you're
a
saying.
pander,
Yes,
big time,
mm-hmm.
and
a culture vulture.
A big time culture vulture, and because I don't want to get us canceled or people to watch this and be like, he be hating, and I'm not hating.
Maybe that's what we need, because you just say stuff to go viral nowadays.
But to me, I just think it's the crew that he's around. Okay. He's in a crew, when they was doing that Maybach music and all that, and he was making beats for them. That's similar to Kanye's role.
Mm-hmm.
Kanye's crowd was the guys that was always around the hood dudes, but I know when it's time to go home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know when to put my book bag on and be like, all right, y'all, I'm gonna see y'all later. Yeah, that was the crowd. And whoever can figure that out again will be nonstop, because you either have really, really ignorant or you have Drake. Mm-hmm. There's that one person in between. It's not consistent enough. Like, we don't get enough music from J. Cole. J. Cole is in that. Gambino. Or Childish Gambino. No, he's on the weirdo side.
Oh.
Childish Gambino he's in the, okay, if we go in high school, Childish Gambino is the weird black kid that's very smart and very artistic, not autistic, artistic. Mm-hmm. And he be going down there and it just like in his own world. And you're like, I want to not like you, but because you're so in your own world, that's you, and you're not faking it, you cool. You know what I'm saying? Because his character in Atlanta is really him.
Oh, yeah.
His character in Atlanta is
he took our money, man.
That's really him. That's why I think Atlanta was so good, because that was him. That was him. And so for that reason, that's what I'm saying.
But who wasn't playing themselves? The guy that plays Paperboy.
Yeah,
he is a complete one. He's a musical theater kid, which completely shocked me.
Right,
like he is nothing like Paperboy in the least bit, but he played that so well that I thought that was him.
Paperboy.
It's all about that Paperboy.
Yeah, he just make this. Everything disappoints my guy, and I feel that. But yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like I love that bracket of music where that is the most deaths and the J. Cole's, mm-hmm. the Talib Kweli's, that lane right there is great music, mm-hmm. but it's not enough of it. Mm-hmm. It's like I said, there's no balance. So you got a whole bunch of little Uzi Verts out here and all that stuff. And people dance to it because there's no other options. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so Drake weasels his way into that as if that's his style of hip hop. And even his response, you used Method Man.
I know Method Man's probably like, I'm tired of y'all putting me in.
Y'all niggas don't keep me out y'all mouth.
Somebody, 50 Cent put Method Man into something else.
And he got told off.
Yeah, real quick.
Don't, like, you use Method Man of all people. So instead of you, that's how lame you are. Instead of you saying something similar to
what Method Man in that clip years ago.
Yeah, you could have been like, yo, I agree with a clip from Method Man. You go and do the most super light-skinned thing you can do and pick one of the dudes that you know ain't nobody gonna say nothing against. Nobody's gonna say nothing against Method Man.
You better not.
And nobody is gonna say nothing against Method Man. And you pick him. That's what I mean. So you're like, well, I run with the tough kids, and he's the guy that's behind a guy like Method Man. He'll throw a rock.
Yeah.
What? You be like, man, once I catch you, he's the one that gets chased.
Are we done?
No, because I don't like him.
I can see that.
I don't like him because he started off cool. Mm-hmm. Like I remember in one of his songs, he said, like, I'll never make a diss track against anybody. Like if you come at me, mm-hmm. you just come at me because I'm enjoying it. Then all of a sudden he made this flip. When did he make the flip? When did Drake become tough? And who believes it? I'm on my little Boosie. Is the corner of my mouth white?
I was gonna say, Jesus Christ. Like,
Because he's one of the ones like, when did you become tough? Just because you roll with Lil Wayne does not make you tough. I'm sorry. We have more entertainment news.
Yes, we do.
Maybe
it was when he got with Young Money and,
That's what I'm saying. Like, you was hanging with Nicki Minaj and all that. Like, let's not act like she didn't play you forever. Like, even she said, like,
and Rihanna.
He's like a little brother. I no way. Because she drives me nuts. That whole clique.
Okay, that's enough. Moving on.
That whole clique is just
moving on. There's no reason to go down this rabbit hole.
okay.
But while we're on the topic of music, some sad news, but also kind of have people like, wait, what's going on here? Anderson .Paak and his wife have filed for divorce. They've been together for 13 years, which, we were taking a moment to be like, man, that sucks. Only for literally 24 hours later for him to be spotted with a Dutch singer amid his divorce filing. So the two of them are vacationing in Mexico. They look very comfortable together. They're
So he filed for divorce, and within 24 hours is another picture.
Oh yeah.
I don't need that's once again that city guy's taking another L. You can't do that. Like, you gotta chill out.
No, you think he should have chilled?
Yes. 24 hours.
And he has there's kids involved. There's children.
I mean, I'm sure in their specific marriage, people knew it was over.
Mm-hmm.
And the filings and things like that is because it's public record. So
Right.
we just come across it.
Right.
I'm sure there was a long line, and this thing probably has already been going, which is the reason why you feel so comfortable to be on the trip with her in the first place.
Yeah.
But my guy,
Yeah.
ease up.
Yeah.
And because your brand, people like Anderson .Paak.
Oh, love Anderson. Oh my gosh.
I don't think you ruin your brand by this, because then there's a lot of women that are like, what are they doing?
What?
What is he doing?
And that's exactly what happened. And people were like, so that was fast. A lot of people were in the comments, talking about like, wait, we just got the news. So before the news even got cold, we're seeing this.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's what I'm saying. So like, they live in their world where this has already been going on.
Oh yeah, this is old.
My
This is
brand, though, because I'm looked at as the clean dude on the drums, smiling hard as hell all the time.
Artistic guy.
He's another Gambino dude.
Mm-hmm.
And then now you do this. The way the internet works, now you're gonna risk the brand over this. Like, even if I wanted to take a trip, I'm like, yo, you gotta hold tight for a minute. Like, we gotta chill because the brand, my music and my money. Let's hold tight.
Mm-hmm.
You show up with this, and now people gonna take pictures of you looking crazy because you look crazy.
He's on vacation
With them shades. Tell me what y'all think. Look at these shades. Hold on, I'm gonna make this thing bigger so y'all can see these shades. Look at them shades. Them shades look real.
Anderson.
I don't know about that. And then what's the little frilly things hanging off your hat, bro?
Those are like the souvenir hats that they have in Mexico that you can just buy. They're really cheap.
Why they gotta have that on it? Don't look.
He's that type of guy. Like nothing that he is wearing, I'm gonna be like, wait, what? This is the same guy that was in a leopard print leotard on. So
we gotta stop all this shit.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So moving on.
Are we moving on?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's
move on.
So moving on.
I'm doing a lot of shit here.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know what's
are.
going on.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
All
we
right.
got it.
Yeah.
We good?
We're good.
Okay.
It's live, y'all. It's only 2 people running this shit. Go ahead.
So moving on. And our good cuz says that he is living his best life unbothered. He is unbothered, like you said, because it's new to us, old to him.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm just like, oh, okay, well, I'm not gonna, think too much of it. But like you said, brand wise, it looks crazy. Looks a little crazy.
Todd, if you're watching, man, we gave you a birthday shout out, my G.
Hey now. Also, while we're talking about things looking a little crazy, our new mom, Miss Halle Bailey, from Chloe and Halle, our little mermaid, our Disney princess. She recently came out, and her boyfriend DDG let everyone know that they have a new bundle of joy named Halo. And this was coming after much speculation of whether or not she was pregnant. Some people were like, this girl.
Y'all want to see her picture? We got it. Look at this.
So
this is crazy.
She released photos of her maternity shoot, where it was the whole ethereal, under the water, type of thing. And she actually is saying that, she misses her belly, and that she's liking the fact that, she's a little bit fuller now, because she was a very, thin girl.
Yeah.
But she's liking the fact she's fuller now and enjoying motherhood. But
so are they saying something's wrong with these pictures?
No. But now it's just that she's coming out and actually, I guess, letting us see the before, after much speculation, because people were wondering, is she pregnant? Is she pregnant? Is she pregnant? And actually, somebody in the comments, whoever this woman is, she may have worked in healthcare or worked in the hospital, but she gave specific details of what hospital she gave birth in, what time, all that, which I'm like, you have violated all sorts of HIPAA laws, ma'am.
Yeah.
And really, she could have gotten a lot of trouble there. But needless to say, now she is confirming it. We all know, baby Halo is here. The two of them seem to be
Halo.
Yes, the two of them seem to be very happy, and I wish them nothing but the best. And I need people to leave them alone now.
No hate from me.
None.
She's the Little Mermaid, right?
She is, and she was also Nettie in The Color Purple.
Never mind. And we got Jonathan Majors.
So moving on to Jonathan Majors, while we're discussing,
I don't want y'all to hate me for what I'm about to say.
Don't.
Her.
Moving on to Jonathan Majors, some more unfortunate news when it comes to him. Not only was he removed from the Marvel Universe, but he is also being removed from the Dennis Rodman biopic that was set to come out. It was called 48 Hours in Vegas, but this is all because of his charges after being found guilty of misdemeanor assault and harassment charges, and he is officially being removed from the film, which is sad because I thought this would have been a good casting move.
How do you remove him for being who he was casted to be? Rodman is one of the biggest assholes you could possibly meet from the 90s. One of the biggest assholes. Look at full screen. What you did was so heinous
that you can't even play Dennis Rodman.
I'm gonna tell y'all something, brothers, and I don't care if I get in trouble by white people anywhere. Brothers, pay attention. You did something that was so egregious that you can't even play Dennis Rodman.
No, he cannot.
Damn, I can understand the Marvel thing because quote unquote kids and movies and Disney
squeaky clean
and all that. I get that, but what I did was so bad, I can't play a dude who wore a wedding dress and married himself.
And cuss people out, drug abuser,
fighting constantly.
Yes. Even though I did hear that he was one of the most coachable players.
Well, the worm on the court is a totally different person. So anybody who doesn't know, Dennis Rodman's nickname was the Worm. But as off the court, he is one of the most controversial players you could possibly have.
Absolutely.
And was it the studio or was it Dennis?
It was a studio. This was not Dennis' decision. This was the studio, because I'm pretty sure Dennis wouldn't have given a damn. Because once again, these are misdemeanor charges with the intent. Like he did not. It wasn't intentional. He got in trouble for unintentionally harming her and not meaning to. So that's where people kind of have to be very mindful of when they throw these things around. But yeah. So.
Here's my thing. Number one, keep your hands to yourself.
Absolutely.
We'll leave it there. I am not a person who is going to sit here and defend the brother for trying to throw the woman back into the car. Keep your hands to yourself.
Absolutely.
And especially as a man, there is nothing that a woman can do unless she has a knife or a gun that's really going to hurt you.
Considering his size and her size.
I was about to say, with that size differential, because there are some people out here that look like the girl from Norbert, and we might have to square up. I'm not taking that hit. But in his situation, that wasn't the case. And all over what something that came over the phone.
Yes, so it was a text message
from Megan Good.
It was not from Megan Good. That has not been confirmed.
It was
or
from
denied,
Megan Good.
Confirmed or denied. But it was a text message that came through saying, "Oh, how I wish to be kissing you." That set her completely off.
Megan Good. Who else is going to be wishing to kiss him?
Y'all, it was not confirmed to be Megan Good. That is not on this show. We are not stating
his
that.
Coretta Scott was texting, And then now, next thing you know, they holding hands. You got in trouble. You got busted. You got busted because you did. This is what I think. You did
solely his thoughts. Solely
the boxing movie. What with Michael? You did
Creed 3.
And y'all niggas was Adonises on that film. Them brothers look tremendous.
That
I don't care.
Crazy.
No homo, y'all, whatever you say in New York so that people don't think I like men. I don't like men. But them brothers, if you give credit to where credit is due, those brothers was in shape.
Yes.
Now, when you look like that and you act like that, because that movie was pretty good with the acting and the banter between the two and all that. I thought so. Okay. I did so. It was believable that we have beef, but we still love each other.
Understandable. Got it.
When you look like that, you that text message of "I wish I'm gonna kiss you" is that she lucky. That's all she saw, and you gonna get mad.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because
and then he did admit that, you know, he played a major part in kind of like gaslighting her feelings and all stuff like that. But I mean, he's 34 years old. He's in Hollywood and he blew up overnight. Well, not overnight, but he blew up from being the guy that nobody was really paying attention to where every woman in America wanted him.
I believed that him and Juicy Smollett's sister,
Journey.
Yeah, I thought those two looked good together from the TV show. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think you, average lady, I ain't gonna call you white,
Jabari. Average lady,
you stood a chance against these top-notch sisters that's texting him because he looked like that? He ain't.
And then to be the geeky guy that no one probably wanted, that you finally got the woman that most guys were chasing after forever. But we're not saying that Megan was the one that texted.
It was.
Because that was not confirmed.
It was.
That was not confirmed.
To end up in that seat that quick, then if it wasn't Megan, then he really is an ass. Because who was it?
We don't know. It was an unconfirmed woman.
I'm just saying, the brothers, you keep your options open. Like, y'all are young. And he doesn't have any children, right?
No. Oh, yeah, he does. Yes, he has a daughter. He has a daughter.
Oh, well, okay, one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, keep your options open. Now when you get 3, you better go ahead.
That's when things get shaky.
Better go ahead on and sit down. But you got one, so you only got one. You keep your options open, keep making that money. You blew it, but to blow it and not be able to play Dennis Rodman is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that adds more to the character of
swallow.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know if we're gonna speak on TD. That's deep.
He's been very quiet lately.
But yeah, though, I definitely feel like the railroading that's going to happen to the brother might be
a bit
unjust.
Much. Mm-hmm.
Once you lost that Disney money, I think that's enough punishment right there, because that's going to affect him for the rest of his life.
Absolutely.
And now you're on that uphill battle to fight back, because I do believe that even though you did what you did, if that woman and him get into a position where they both forgive each other, then all what surrounds that as well is none of their business. Nobody's business to be looking from the rafters on their situation and place judgment to prevent him from being able to provide for his family.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's when it gets excessive.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in a situation where, like, because I believe that's the same thing that kind of happened to Chris Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Once you pay your dues and all right, stop.
People still bring that up.
All right. And same thing with Mike Vick and the Dogs. After you pay your dues, that double jeopardy, cut it out. Because there's people who do a lot worse. It's just you're not on the mainstream to be seen.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So that's that.
Yes. So we
Megan, stop texting people before getting people in trouble.
That was not Megan.
And go find your ex-husband, because clearly
and or deny
you were the problem, because you acting crazy out here looking nuts. And did he get married again?
No, he did not.
You got to keep an eyeball on him and see what's going on.
Well, he since has been on Married at First Sight as kind of like an advisor for the couples.
Okay. I'm not going to say there's anything wrong with that. That's good advice.
No.
Now, if Tia show up, then cut the show off.
Okay, that's enough. So we are going to take a quick break, and then we will be back.
If she don't be looking lonely. I be feeling bad for her and her little her little TikToks and all that stuff, you'd be like, girl, if you don't go get your husband back, because clearly you made a mistake.
This guy. She says she's happy. She said she's happy.
I beg to
she
differ.
Said she's happy. And that's where we're going to keep it. We are going to be right back. You guys, we have our messy letter. And this one's messy because she's essentially alluding to the fact that her ex is intentionally making her jealous.
Huh?
Yes.
Her ex?
Yes. My ex is intentionally making me jealous and getting under my skin.
All right. Give us a minute. 2. We will be right back. This is TDS Radio, our voice, our culture.
And I pop my balloon just because you're...
What is going on?
I don't know. I've been smacking and remove the other one.
Oh man, what's going
Remove.
on? I'm
There
sorry.
we go. There we go.
What's up? It's live. At least you know we're real.
So we are in our messy letter segment, and this one,
Y'all seem to like this.
which is always good because
That's
we
good.
want engagement. We would love engagement. We want to know what you guys think when it comes to these messy letters, because people are a lot, and this one seems to be more of a vent session more than anything.
Hold on, before you
Yes.
read, because we have the capability now. How? If you would like to actually get in and say your piece online, just go ahead and say me, and I will shoot you a link, and we can go ahead and put you in. All right. So if you want to get in on this messy letter and speak your piece, just go ahead and add me in the comment section, and we will put you in.
Ooh,
All right,
and keep it short.
let's go.
All right. Our messy letter. I do not understand manipulation. I do understand why my ex does it to a point. He's an admitted bisexual man who I feel is most likely gay, unwilling to admit it to himself because of familial and societal boundaries. He is still with women and has already had 2 failed marriages. He doesn't see his role. It is always the crazy ex-wife's fault. Currently, he is seeing an attractive woman. My question is, what is the point of intentionally trying to get under my skin? Why must he manipulate all the time when there is no reason to do so? Misleading intentionally is a lie. Why? When there is no reason. Why? Why try to get under my skin to tell the new girlfriend out there that our son is spending time with her? I don't care if he has a girlfriend. I care when he misleads me about our son. I care that anytime I deal with him, it's like peeling an onion, peeling a layer of manipulation to get the real truth. Our whole life was like that, and it is exasperating. Help.
Y'all got anything? Because I don't. I don't have anything. I don't have anything by chat, cuz not by phone. But I don't have anything. Like bisexual husband, ex-husband.
Yes.
She thinks he's gay.
Yes. She said, I feel he's most likely gay and unwilling to admit it to himself because of societal boundaries. He is still with women and has already had 2 failed marriages.
Okay.
He doesn't see his role. It's always the crazy ex-wife's fault.
Okay.
Currently, he is seeing an attractive woman.
All right.
My question is, what is the point of intentionally trying to get under my skin? And that's where I'm kind of lost, because what is it that he is doing to get under your skin? Now, she claims that he manipulates a lot of situations and that he's misleading, and she's not quite sure. And that, she said, why to try to get, it sounds like the new girlfriend is what's irritating her, because she says, why try to get under my skin to throw the new girlfriend out there and pretend that our son is spending time with her? I don't care if he has a girlfriend. I care when he misleads me about our son. I care that anytime I deal with him is like peeling an onion, peeling a layer of the manipulation to get to the real truth.
So you shouldn't have to peel anything.
Mm-hmm.
He's an ex. He's an ex.
Mm-hmm.
So peeling anything, you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The only business that you should have is your business between your son and him.
Mm-hmm.
Anything more than that shows that you still have feelings and emotions towards him, because whatever he's doing in his life, whatever he's misleading, however he's leading that said life, has absolutely nothing to do with you.
Absolutely not.
So in the court, because I know about the court, if she was to say anything like that, they would completely dismiss that.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all your opinions.
Mm-hmm.
He has 2 failed marriages.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Harvey has 3. She's in front. He also has another. He also has another woman
Mm-hmm.
who is very attractive.
Mm-hmm.
Did he tell you he was bisexual? Or are you making these allegations because now you're the hurt party?
No, she said he's an admitted bisexual man who I feel is most likely gay and unwilling to admit it.
See, that second part is when you added all that in. He's with another woman, and the woman is fine, and you're mad. And I understand your anger, but chill out.
And honestly, that's what it sounds like, because I don't understand. I'm not getting specific examples here of what the issue is, other than you're saying that he's manipulating, he's misleading you, but you keep going back to this girlfriend, and I'm not sure what role it is that she's playing to irritate you or to even bring her into this.
And so here's what our cuz says. He's gay. All right. He is very feminine, but instead of him being himself and out of the closet, he needs a woman to prove that he is not. She only needs to worry about her child. That's it. I agree. But I think y'all wrong. We're putting this man that he's just straight gay. Like, that's not nice. What?
He said he's admitted bisexual.
Okay, but so
I'm not saying that that's gay, but he is saying that. Allegedly, she is saying that he is admitting to being bisexual.
So like my man Dave Chappelle says, he's a B. So in the community, he's a B.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a child together.
Yes.
So how do we get there? Seems like there's a lot of projection,
mm-hmm.
which leads to her being a hater. Because there's nothing for you to peel back. When you're trying to peel back somebody's business, that's business that ain't got nothing to do with you. And maybe he don't want you to know any more of his business. And so you know, well, dealing with him, I got to peel back layers. Why?
Is your kid okay?
Here's what we got to talk about. Here's what it comes down to when we talk about separation. I'm about to help all y'all out here who got these problems where y'all can't deal or separate child and who you had the child with. I'm about to give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Primary custody, primary caregiver, secondary custody. All right. After that, what we talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we might say, okay, we got to talk about finances, right? So let's put that on the table. Who's going to handle insurance, child care, and extra stuff if you don't go to child support court?
Mm-hmm.
All right, those are the child's needs. After that, anything that you inject yourself in is no longer your business.
Right.
She has a lot of it ain't your business on the table, and the child just allows her the platform to try to continue
To still be in his
to
business.
ask questions. Subtract the child, and the question would be, why do you care who he's with? Now, if he ain't out here spreading diseases or anything like that, he's allowed. If he's bisexual, then guess what? He gonna keep being a B. That's what he is. So that means he's allowed to have a fine woman. Are you mad because the fine woman's not you?
Honestly, that is what it sounds like to me. Because like, once again, I don't understand why the current girlfriend is a part of this, why you felt the need to say like, oh, well, he doesn't admit his wrongdoings or anything like that. Why does any of this matter in what it is that you're asking?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, none of this has anything to do with anything.
Yeah.
Like, so her messy letter is really just her venting and just showed that you're in people's business because you're still hurt.
Yes.
And
Very much so.
I need you to move on. What, did she have a question?
Well, she was just saying, why is he trying to get under her skin? But we don't know intentionally. We don't know what it is that he's doing to get under your skin. You haven't said, other than the fact that he has an attractive wife and that he has an attractive girlfriend, and the fact that he will not admit to any wrongdoing.
Right. And so, because it says, as a parent, I would only be concerned that my child is around someone treating him wrong or being exposed to anything.
Right.
And in this letter, that was not the case.
That was not stated. She did not say that, this new girlfriend is treating the child any sort of way or anything like that, which is why I asked earlier, is the child okay? The child is fine, it's good, doesn't have any problems, has time with dad or whatever have you, might even meet the new girlfriend. Why do you care?
People need to mind their business.
Yes, and move on, because it's over. It's done with. It's done.
Mind your business, and don't write letters for affirmation on social media. So what I'm learning about these messy letters, I love them, and y'all love them too, because guess what? It gives us the ability to be in somebody else's business for a minute. Cool. But don't look for affirmation for your nonsense from other people, because it's not going to happen that way. The only person who's going to agree with that is another person who hasn't gotten over their ex.
Right.
And is mad. Because if you truly are done, I don't care what you do.
You so wouldn't care.
Don't care. Don't care. Do not care. I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so you're saying you don't care?
I don't give a I don't care. I don't care. And I got an ex-wife, and it's like that. Imagine inject me like, no, because she, I know admittedly she, and then you'd be like, you're messy.
You're mad.
And you still like her, don't you? You need to try to go back. And she got, her new dude, he is handsome, but ain't no butts.
Yeah.
What are we butting? That means that you got a problem. If that was a man and we were in a circle of men, we would laugh at this dude. Like, bro, are you serious right now? Like, there's no way in the world you should be that in depth in their life. What the hell? Like, you need to find you somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? What do you guys think? What do you think? Matter of fact, for the new people, read it one more time.
Let's read it one more time, and then you guys can weigh in on the comments. So it says, I do not understand manipulation. I do understand why my ex does it to a point. He's an admitted bisexual man who I feel is most likely gay, unwilling to admit it to himself because of familial and societal boundaries. He is still with women and has already had 2 failed marriages. He doesn't see his role. It is always a crazy ex-wife's fault. Currently, he is seeing an attractive woman. My question is, what is the point of intentionally trying to get under my skin? Why must he manipulate all the time when there is no reason to do so? Misleading intentionally is a lie. Why? When there is no reason why. Why try to get under my skin to throw the new girlfriend out there that our son is spending time with? time with her. I don't care if he has a girlfriend. I care when he misleads me about our son. I care that anytime I deal with him, it's like peeling an onion, peeling a layer of the manipulation to get to the real truth. Our whole life was like that, and it's exasperating. Help.
I would have to understand what she means by putting the girl out there.
Right.
You should, when she says that, putting the girl out there, how is she so visible to you to where you feel like he's trying to put her out there? Are you on his social media? Do y'all work somewhere around each other? What part of that life that he has do you feel as though it is personally attacking you to where, oh, why is he trying to manipulate me?
Can I throw something out there?
Let's try it.
How do we know if this is a woman writing the letter?
I got greens for dinner.
I'm just saying, just because they have a child doesn't necessarily mean that it's a man and a woman. It could be two men, and this person is upset that you continuously be with women, but then you want to sit here and make me your little secret knowing that we have a child together or whatever have you. I'm just saying, I'm just thinking of it from that, because this is a very vague letter. And a lot of it doesn't make sense. And like you said, either it's coming from a hurt woman who still has feelings for this man, or it's coming from a hurt man who has feelings for his partner.
So you went deep. That's the lane that I wouldn't even go in. And you might be right. I can see that because because why do you keep not insinuating, but why do you keep pushing the sexual orientation, and then why do you have, and he's with another fine woman?
Yes.
Right. So then, and it sounds like he 2 failed marriages, and like that. This is somebody who's taking an itemized list, and the flaunting part could be because it is a gay man flaunting a woman in front of him, and he feels like
you're gay.
But he's a B.
Well, from what our cousin said earlier, according to our
where's it at?
Keep going. Right. Oh, 2 more. 1 more. There we go.
Bisexual equals gay, according to Uncle Pat. Yeah, he did say that. He did. He did.
No, I never heard that, but okay.
I've heard that too. And Uncle Pat, for those that do not know, our Uncle Pat was gay. And he used to tell us everything about what was happening in these streets in reference to people who have been in and out of jail and people that he has slept with that try to be tough. And he has said, I have heard that from his mouth. Don't believe that bisexual thing. If he's messing with men, he would always say honey. If he's messing with men, honey, he's gay. And then, everybody would just be cool on the rest of the conversation from there and just have this look like, because you can't go nowhere. So, because he called it like it was, you know what I'm saying? And
I'm just saying, I'm reading the letter.
On.
Reading the letter just made me think that might be the case.
Throwing the LGBT community is not fair to the question. But it is true. It may be a man. It very well might be a man. When I hear it now, why bring up the sexual orientation? Like what the sexual orientation actually does not serve a purpose in the letter.
Not in the least bit. Not in the least bit.
And so that's either a scorned, hurt woman, or a man who is looking at him. Because when you say a very attractive woman, I don't think another woman would put that in the letter. Because what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Ouch. I do believe, though, that male or female, mind your goddamn business.
Yeah. Yeah. Because even if it is something to where this is a same-sex couple, would you want to be with someone who treats you like that? Like, just once again, keep it just to the child, and then find somebody who actually cares about you and wants to be with you and build something. First of all, go work on yourself, because you're still hurt. You're still hurting. So once you go ahead and
they
get that,
put their
that
thing that in there, are they anonymous?
Yes.
Oh man.
Yes, this is an anonymous letter. So once you go ahead and get the help that you need, then let's try dating. And once you start getting to the point where you love yourself and you're feeling yourself and you busy yourself and worry about yourself and your child, you don't have time to worry about what this man got going on. All I care about is our kid okay? Yeah, kid's okay. All right, bye. Click.
And I'm gonna tell you the secret. For those of us that are single parents, we know we can always tell when somebody got somebody, because now all of a sudden you don't hear from them
At
no
all.
more. All of a sudden you don't hear from them no more. Your business ain't important. They throw the kid at you. Ha! It used to start off as fighting and what, who, and what, where, when, why. You got to ask all that. Who, what, where, when, why, and how. Soon as they get somebody,
to hell with that kid.
and toss the kid right at you. And so that's the point where it's like you need to go get you somebody. Because you won't be that concerned
Go ahead.
about any of that. Right. Who he sleeps with is no longer your business.
Nope.
Because, but they say that they were divorced.
No.
So then what the makes me think more that might be a man, because he had two failed.
And always claims that it's the woman's
scorned woman's fault. Oh man, hey man, that is a great. See, I don't think like that.
What?
Now that we are dissecting the messy letter, because it didn't say that they were married. So y'all weren't even married. It says he had two failed marriages prior. Oh well, now that with women, and it emphasized with women. Oh man. Well,
baby, go take some time. Go
now,
heal.
So then now I'm putting it that this was a G that was writing it about a supposed B.
You got caught up.
And now you mad because the B is trying to act like he's not a part of the community at all. And you see it from afar. And then there was a child that he may have had previously from one of those marriages that you end up, being maybe a step parent to. And of course, when separated, you still say my child. And now you're pissed. Damn, I wish we could know if we were right.
Yeah, unfortunately, being as though it's anonymous, we can only make.
We're pretty good at puzzles, though.
Yeah,
All right, I mean, I yeah. I do. The more I read it, it sounds like it could be from a previous partner that probably is a male. Yeah. Damn. Well,
just saying.
That letter is definitely, it fits the title. Yeah. Messy. Messy.
So what we probably need to start doing as well is after we read the letter is putting it on our TDS Facebook page. So then therefore you guys can engage as well. Write down your thoughts because you might need to take a moment to go ahead and think about it.
Take notes. I usually take notes. I didn't take notes this time.
I'm sorry. You could have used my notepad.
Nah, it was not that. I have green juice on the table for my greens that's to my left, their right.
Well, we need to take a quick break. And then are you going to come back what's going on with the football stats? Because there's been a lot of upsets over the weekend.
BSPN. All right. Yeah, I can come back with BSPN because you know what? We got to talk about Tomlin in this space. Because that shit is crazy. Everybody, don't fire Tomlin. Oh, I got my opinion on that when we come back. This is TDS Radio, our voice, our culture.
Anyone?
Like you have.
What's up, folks? This is TDS Radio, our voice, our culture. I'm a football coach, man. This media shit. I'm learning.
You're doing it wrong.
I'm learning, man. I'm learning. I be reading word of the day so I can try to learn new words to extend my vernacular so I can sound like Stephen A. Smith.
Oh.
Even though you don't have to sound like Stephen A. Smith, clearly, because old Shay Sharp. Let me tell you, when I grew up down there in Mississippi, I ain't had nothing but a tin house with a roof with an outhouse. And y'all just love y'all some Shay Sharp.
Shay. He is everything black.
Shay Sharp. I appreciate him for.
Would you like me to help you with this?
No, Shay Sharp. I appreciate him for staying
authentically himself.
Staying him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's some things that have been questionable that he has done, as we all do. But I do appreciate old Shay Sharp. Old Shay Sharp.
Maybe one day. I mean, he's too, high up now with the views that he's gotten from Cat Williams. But maybe, just maybe, we can get him to call in to TDS.
Well, I'm sure I know some NFL player that knows him.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not even gonna lie. I'm sure there's a way to get to him that's a lot easier than trying to go through the front door.
His people, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But we got to start local first. old Shay Shaw. So we got BSPN.
Do we? Our Block Sport Network. Yay!
People can hear this.
I know,
Oh.
and they should, because there's no music playing. So
because you should have heard the background music. You did hear the background music. It was terrible. So we got Block Sports Network, BSPN,
mm-hmm.
where I give my opinion, whether you like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And my opinion is on our boy, Coach
Mm-hmm.
Mikey T.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone?
Mike, you have a year left on your contract.
Yes, if fuck you was a person.
One more time, Mikey T.
Anyone?
Mike, you have a year left on your contract.
Hey
Why'd you make
man,
that face?
hey man. I don't know. We're gonna pause it right at that face, right there, because he knew the bullshit was coming.
Uh-huh.
Here's my opinion of Mike Tomlin, and then we're gonna move on to some other things.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Sings.
We're gonna move on to some other things. I'm still tasting them sweet potatoes that I was eating during break. Savory. So, what I got to say about Mike Tomlin is this:
Mm-hmm.
I respect him as a coach. He's done a hell of a job while in Pittsburgh. Because you and I both know how hard Pittsburgh can be when we talk about racial relations.
Yes.
And really the only thing that brings Pittsburgh together
It's sports.
is sports.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, everybody is really segregated in the city of Pittsburgh. For those who that don't know, the bridges separate everybody. You know, east side, north side, south side, west side. And so the one thing that gels Pittsburgh together is going to be your Penguins, your Pirates, your Steelers, and Pitt. Ugh. But Mike Tomlin has weathered the storm through the years of the negativity, and he's taken the good with the bad in stride, giving us faces like this through his whole career. But I do feel as though, personally, all good things come to an end.
Absolutely.
I feel as though the wave of the coaches, and we will probably talk about that a little bit tomorrow, the wave of the coaches who are leaving the game, quitting, changing positions, et cetera, come from a older generation of coaches.
Mm-hmm.
These newer athletes make it very difficult to connect to. And I see that in our locker room for the Steelers that there is a form of a disconnection.
Mm.
And it kind of began with Antonio Brown,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just started. And coaches now are handcuffed because you're dealing with divas in reference to people wanting to put in the effort to be great. It's just assumed. What I see when I watch the Pittsburgh Steelers are a lot of people living in the imagery, in the shadows of Troy Polamalu,
Yes,
James Harrison,
Hines
Ward. You think just because these greats, Jerome Bettis, Ben
Clark?
Roethlisberger,
Is he considered a great?
who's that?
Ryan Clark.
Ryan Clark, James Ferrier.
What's
all
the
these.
one that lives down here?
Huh?
What's the one that lives down here?
Willie Parker.
Yeah, there we go.
You think that just because you put on the black and gold that you're going to automatically assume like this is Iron Man, like you're going to automatically get all these powers that came with the hard work.
Mm-hmm.
The men that I see watching the game, when they talk about the Steelers, they say they don't see the same work ethic. Now, whose fault is that? So is it the coach's fault? Is it the GM's fault? Who is allowing the players the autonomy to feel as though they don't necessarily have to put in the same amount of work? I don't necessarily think it's just a Steeler problem. One of the greatest coaches and greatest minds in football, Bill Belichick, he also is done at New England.
The one that never smiles?
The one that never smiles. But he has a mystique about him where his only sign inside of the entire building is do your job.
I know that's right.
There's no other signs. There's no other get hype. There's no other anything. The only thing he has in his building is do your job. Now, because he's older, I believe, is my personal belief, that Tom Brady helped him with that narrative because people looked at Tom and seen how great Tom was. No different than you look at Kobe Bryant. You see how great Kobe Bryant is. You either get on or you get off.
Right.
But because there is no middleman to this anymore, these coaches now have become outdated. Now these diva-esque players, you have to find creative ways to connect. And there is a imagery with this sport where it's a gritty game. And it takes a different type of testicular fortitude to play it. And being friendly is not a part of it. But a lot of these guys tend to be friends prior to even coming into the league. They are friends on social media. But then the edge of it is gone. I do also believe the rules play a part of this. So when people say, "Oh, Mike Tomlin shouldn't leave," I believe he should, because to
go elsewhere or just leave. Period.
Leave to go elsewhere.
Okay.
Because to be what a Pittsburgh Steeler was is going to be hard based upon the rules. The 2008 Steelers literally have rules made because of how physical they played the game. Well, that physicality come with Mike Tomlin making these type of faces, right? And then even with Bill Cowher and his jaw, there's a level of physicality that comes with the game that means that you have to put in the work to be that physical because your body has to endure. And then you have to want to inflict that type of pain on the players. This is a image in that the Steelers haven't had in a long time.
Right.
And I don't think it'll ever come back.
Yikes. Really?
The game has changed so much with the rules that you can't be that physical or you're going to end up paying a lot of money. I personally believe because he can't mold those players into that mindset, into that Steel City ideal that we have of what we like to see when we take the field, it's time to go.
Okay. Understandable.
And the reason why it's time to go is because don't tarnish your legacy. You won a Super Bowl. There's a lot of coaches that's never done it.
And you said he's never had a losing
You've
season?
never had a losing season. And now people are like, well, we're just settling for mediocrity. The brother has never had a losing season. Now, granted, how far you go to the championship, there can only be one. And remember, he has lost a lot of games at the hands of Tom Brady, which is the greatest. Okay. So with that being said, maybe it's time to separate.
It might be.
Here's my piece to that. Andy Reid did it. Andy Reid separated. And when Andy Reid separated, he went to the Kansas City Chiefs. He goes along and wins 2 Super Bowls. Philadelphia, once Andy Reid left, won 1 Super Bowl. Sometimes the separation isn't because you were just inadequate for your job. It's just you needed a change of pace. You needed a change of scenery. You needed to be able to connect and adapt to people of a different culture. I believe that the time has come to get a coach into Pittsburgh that can adapt to these soft ass players because they're soft and they're emotional. You can't live the Pittsburgh mystique anymore, Tomlin, because they're not going to respect that. They're going to buck against that mindset. They're going to buck against that ideology. That no longer, that Blitzburg, Steel City, Iron Curtain, and all that shit don't exist no more.
How unfortunate.
So now you have to redefine what it is to be a coach or go somewhere else. So I personally think you've done your time. Why look like this? What? There's
Can we play it again?
Why leave and look like this?
Anyone?
Mike, you have a year left on your contract.
Why put yourself through that anymore? I mean, you can see the point of fuck it right
Mike, you
here.
have a year.
That. Because I know you about to come with some bull.
Ooh, Jesus. I need that.
That's why I made it my my profile picture for a while. And here's the next part about it. People have to be accountable to the Steelers haven't drafted players well.
Mm.
So when we talk about the development of the players that we have drafted, many of them aren't even on the field. Like our first round picks aren't even on the field. There was a kid by the name of Artie Burns that everybody put so much stock into. He don't even play for us anymore.
Yikes.
What are we talking about? You get what I'm saying? Like, so when we get into the fact that we're not developing the players, are we even scouting the right players anymore?
That was actually going to be one of my questions to you. Like, what exactly is going on when it comes to selecting these players for the team? Like, what are they looking for? What is missing? Like, what is happening?
The edge is missing. Steeler players have a grit. And those players who have a grit are old and they're phasing themselves out.
So you don't think any of the newer players have that grit?
One, TJ Watt.
Oh.
And he got hurt, which is why I think there was a large part of us losing the game. So he plays with a tenacious attitude. Whereas the others play with a lackadaisical, and we expect to win because we're the Steelers attitude.
Right.
And don't nobody care about that no more. The way the Steelers made people care about that was to physically dominate them. Well, there's nobody left to physically dominate them. I'm sorry. And Tomlin inherited that mindset because it's a Pittsburgh state of mind. He comes from Virginia. Virginia, we can't say that, oh, well, in Virginia, y'all have that mindset. I know it's Newport News and all that is tough and rough and all that stuff. I get it. But in Pittsburgh, there is a mindset and an expectation of when those dudes hit that field, somebody gonna get hurt.
Absolutely.
Like, it is a miracle if you come off the field when you played the Steelers and nobody is injured. And we took pride in that. I, as a little itty bitty high school coach, made my players watch those Steelers and instilled in our kids, this is how you play football. You make the other team physically quit. You can't do that anymore. So now what does a coach like Tomlin do?
Right.
And I believe you go to a team that has better players where you don't have to have that mystique.
Okay.
And you ride off into retirement. What the hell do you have to prove?
What team do you think you should go to?
Ooh, that I don't know.
Okay.
That's one of those ones where do you want to live?
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because you've done everything. Why go through these cold winters where you looking like this after a game? Why put yourself through that anymore? What else do you have to prove?
That was his wife. I'd be like, really?
Yeah, and that's, his nose was running during the game. Nobody gave him the tissue.
Yeah, it was, Chris.
Why? I'm going somewhere where it's warm and we're going to play there. You know what I'm saying? Or to a dome, something like that. Because there are coaches who have done less than Tomlin who now are winning. But it's just because, one, they have a better quarterback situation, which ours is terrible. Thank you, Ben Roethlisberger, for screwing us. Our quarterback situation is terrible. And
so why don't we get rid of him?
Get rid of who?
The quarterback.
With an S. All of them, all three of them are terrible.
Oh no.
We have probably one of the worst quarterback rooms in it's terrible in the NFL.
No.
So with that being said, it's one of those, like, we need some whole house changing. This man has done too much to have to go through rebuilding. And if I'm going to rebuild, then he needs to rebuild with a Mike Tomlin mindset versus a Pittsburgh Steeler mindset. Because whatever coach comes to the Steelers has an expectation that you have to follow these guidelines, because this is what we expect the team to look like. This new age of football is not going to fit with the Steeler mindset. It just does not work. So go somewhere where you can be Mike Tomlin and coach the game versus having to coach Blitzburg.
Right.
Because Blitzburg just doesn't exist anymore.
That's sad.
The rules changed.
So do you think that maybe, do they need a younger coach or just a coach with a different flair?
I just think it's time for a change.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, a younger coach, because you can't bring in an old fogey. It ain't gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So I think a younger coach who can connect with the kids, a little bit different.
Do we have a winning team? Like, say if the
With all the pieces there?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
We're with a quarterback, we would be better.
Mm-hmm.
With a quarterback, but the problem is we haven't evaluated talent properly because the talent and the guys that we have drafted are not turning into better players. For example, and one of the linebackers, Devin Bush, we drafted him out of the University of Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
He plays for Seattle. You see what I'm saying? Like, so it's not like, and that was one of our top picks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like the guys that we have drafted are turning into great football players and we're having a problem. The guys that we're drafting aren't good football players.
Yikes.
And so what happens is they end up either getting traded or they're not in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tomlin takes the hit and then we don't have any cohesion. There's also no leader. Troy was a leader.
Mm-hmm.
James Harrison was a leader.
Mm-hmm. What is he doing now, by the way?
I don't know. Just still lifting crazy ass amounts of weight.
Okay.
Because on his Instagram page is crazy. You had Hines Ward,
Mm-hmm.
leader, Ryan Clark, leader,
Mm-hmm.
Ike Taylor, who, we know his sister.
Mm-hmm.
His sister lives down here and Yard goes to their daycare.
Mm-hmm.
There was a different mindset. All these dudes are different in the head. Like, there's no more Ray Lewis's out there. You get what I'm saying? Like, that mindset is totally different. And I believe for a Mike Tomlin, get Pittsburgh off you so that you can go coach somewhere and do what you know how to do versus the culture, having to appease the culture of Pittsburgh. Because that's tough. You're never going to win. Beyonce canceled her concert in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
That tells you everything you need to know. It's a rough place. People think say what you want. Pittsburgh is a rough place. It's a rough place. And if you can make it in Pittsburgh, you have a grit about you that I feel like it's like New York. You can make it anywhere. But I do feel as though in Pittsburgh, you can hit a ceiling. And when you hit that ceiling,
It's time to go.
it's time to go.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Tomlin has hit his ceiling in Pittsburgh. There's nothing else that you can do. You have done what the other coach, Bill Cowher, has done and more.
Mm-hmm. So leave.
It's time to go.
Mm-hmm.
And
so is that what this walk-off was?
I don't know what that walk-off was about. One more time. Because it's funny.
Year left on your contract.
Yes, that was me in today's meeting.
Why reduce yourself down to looking like this and you won a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
You know how many coaches have not won a damn Super Bowl? Anyone? You know what I'm saying? And even people don't know what to ask. If you heard the guy, he said, anyone? Like, is there anything that you want to say? You know what I'm saying? There's nothing left to ask the man. Job well effing done.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like, I'm the person, and people, I know they think, are you hard on Tomlin? I've had people text me, like, you so hard on Tomlin. I'm not. I'm hard on him because why keep putting yourself through this shit? Like, and I get it. It's addictive. Football is addictive. It's adrenaline. It's like a drug. You can't get away from it. You know what I'm saying? Once again, on a little high school level, my fiance was like, just give it up. You've done all you can do. I'm like, what? What do you mean? You're a hater and you don't love me and there's no truth in what you speak. Because it becomes a part of you.
Right.
Being called coach for some is just as an equivalent of somebody calling you a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
It precedes your name. Coach, blocker, doctor, this.
Mm-hmm.
People invest time in this stuff. I get it. But what I won't do is continue to waste my time.
And look like that?
Just like that. See, I look like that this year. That's why I'm not going back. I'm speaking from experience.
And did.
I look like that this year.
And did. Mm-hmm.
And then when people ask me questions about what I thought about that game, I look like that.
And did.
And then I did that. I understand Mikey T. I understand Mike Tomlin. When it's time to go, it's time to go.
Yeah.
And it hurts because his children are part of Pittsburgh now.
Mhm.
He's a part of Pittsburgh.
Mhm.
But the one thing that anybody knows about once you've been a part of the fraternity of Pittsburgh, you're never not a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Mhm.
I had the fortunate, you definitely won't know this player, but his name was Barry Foster. He was a running back. And I had the opportunity to work with him in a Nike camp.
Mhm.
And I'm like, yo, Barry, what's up, man? And, talking to him. And I'm like, yeah, I'm from Pittsburgh. He's like, for real? Like, and he said it like that. I'm like, why do you, what? Whoa, what's the problem?
What's that about?
He's like, man, I don't think I got no love in Pittsburgh. I'm like, what? You're crazy. Like, people still love you in Pittsburgh.
Mhm.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, as soon as I seen him, I'm like, yo, that's Barry Foster. And what was so crazy is they ended up like honoring him and some other people like later on that season. And it was like, wow, for me to see him, like, yo, I just talked to this dude about that. Once you're a Steeler, you're always a Steeler. And as long as you ain't did nothing crazy, we rock with you. You know what I'm saying? But this is looking crazy.
And it's time to go, baby.
And it's time to go.
And
So
it's time
my
to go.
final words on Mikey T is do yourself a favor, man, and release yourself of the stress.
Yeah.
Because Blitzburg will no longer exist. You were fortunate to be a part of Blitzburg, but because the game has changed, we may never see anything like that again. But the legacy that you leave behind is a Super Bowl win, one of the greatest Super Bowl wins, and never having a losing season as a Pittsburgh Steeler. Who can get mad at that?
Right.
That's Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You're going in the Hall of, you're a Hall of Fame coach.
Oh, yay.
He's done something nobody's ever done.
So no. Mighty small.
so with that, Mike, no reason for you to be looking crazy, homie. I don't want to ever see you look like this again.
Oh, I understand that look on so many levels.
Yeah. Every black person knows what this look is. This is the epitome of I wish you would. Every black person knows what that look.
I've had enough, damn it.
That look can come with a punch. That look can come getting shot because his hands is in the hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
That look tells you that look. Every black person in America knows what that looked like.
Yes.
That's I wish you would look. I wish you would.
One more time.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
All right.
I think you have a year left on your contract.
Hey man. So that being said,
if I was a reporter, I'm like, fuck you too, man.
So that's what I got for BSPN today, man. Just my man Mikey T. I respect you, and I want to see you go somewhere else and be successful. But you're always a Pittsburgh Steeler, and we appreciate everything you've done.
Yeah.
But he still got one more year in the contract, so technically he don't have to have that conversation.
Oh, really?
He got 1 year left.
Okay.
So he might ride it out and then get the heck out of here.
I hope he does.
So what we got coming up?
So what we have coming up is a video that has since gone viral. This all happened at an Atlanta airport. We actually have two viral videos. One happening at a Atlanta airport and another which took place on a YouTube dating series, I'm guessing.
Are they in the proper order?
They are not, but that's okay. That's
all right,
okay.
let's roll with it then.
Okay. Let's go with the airport one. Let's get Mike Tomlin up.
No, you can walk away and I'll get your fucking stuff.
Get my stuff!
Yes!
Get my stuff!
Hey, get out! Relax.
Bitch, get out my... You're not recording. Like, what is happening? Oh,
What the fuck do you think you're doing?
no! What's wrong with them? Get my stuff!
You're gonna call police.
No! Get my
Oh.
stuff! Give me my bag!
Call the police. Call the police. Call the police.
Swim.
Get off of me! Hold on, let me call. Get off of me!
Somebody's on the phone with the police, right?
Get off of me!
Somebody's on the phone with the police!
Wait a hell minute. What was going on here?
Yes.
What was this about?
This happened at the Atlanta airport. And essentially, from what we're gathering, because we're still getting details on this story, it was said that the young lady that you see in the video was arguing with another one of the staff members. And it just escalated from there. She was terminated. And the two men that you see in the videos were managers. They then called the police and wanted to have her removed because, as you can hear in the video, she kept saying, "Give me my stuff, give me my stuff."
Mhm.
They did not want to give her her belongings. By the time the police arrived, she had left, so as we see in the video. But essentially, it was all about her termination, I guess, that led to this altercation.
She got fired?
She did get fired. Mhm.
That's why I don't want Mike Tomlin looking like that on his way out. See, that face looks like he can go out like that. See what I'm saying? So she was getting fired.
Yes. So like I said, details are still pretty murky about this, but from what the police report is stating is that there was an altercation between her and another female employee, but she was getting fired. They were going to terminate her. And I guess with all of that, all of those things happening, emotions were high. The two managers decided to step in and have her removed because they told her, leave, get out. They wanted her to go, but she said, give me my stuff. And that's all she wanted. And as you can see, once she got her stuff, she left.
So here's my problem. And, I have an issue with the fact that there was a brother there,
Mm-hmm.
and this brother did not intervene to de-escalate the situation.
Mm-hmm.
He then also put his hands on her.
Mm-hmm.
But she did swing on my
she
man.
did. She slapped
the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
So that also is
if you move to the third one, it gets bigger.
And so that's also a problem, that she slapped the hell out of
Next
him.
one.
And I don't think that I don't think she should have put her once again, put your hands on.
No.
Don't put your hands on people.
Mm-mm.
But I also don't think you should be throwing a woman down like that.
No.
But then she also hit him.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so we got a lot of things going on in this video. I feel like I don't necessarily, so he pushed her first, which is going to escalate the situation. And I don't know, he keeps pushing her, but she's also trying to push past. And she's swinging on him. And then she picked up the chair. I'm going to have to say, see, that throwing her to the ground, that's two men jumping on her. We can't
on
restrain
a woman, right? And see, I agree with our cousin here. It's like, was she wrong? Absolutely. But why couldn't you just give her her things? Because if all she kept saying is, give me my things, give me my stuff, because you cannot keep someone's belongings. You only whatever property that you have, like name badge.
Went for the jump over the counter,
300. Here for it. But like things like her security badge, things like that you can take back, or any sort of property that belongs to the airport and or the restaurant. But her actual belongings, you can't keep those. So if you give her her belongings and tell her to go, I don't feel like the situation would have got as bad as it did, because the tensions were already high. So it's like, you know what? At this point, we need somebody to kind of step in and be like, hey, whatever your name is, let's just get her belongings, and I need you to leave.
Yeah. If anything, if I'm the brother in this situation, I would have got her stuff and been like, go ahead, go about your business.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to put my hands on, why are you blocking? What in this store are you blocking her from to where she can't get her things?
It's a coffee shop,
and
y'all.
You took the chair out of her hands, and you watched that. That's where we go wrong. Like that part right there of seeing that man throw her to the ground like that. Now he's trying to restrain her. I see that. And she's saying, get off me. And then she hooked him.
Because then she's also mad because you just had somebody throw you to the ground where you literally smacked your face off the floor.
She hooked that dude.
And we jumped.
And I'm out of there. Like the jump is impressive.
It was.
Because that's glass and all that stuff right there.
And she could have missed.
Yeah.
I don't think she timed it just right.
I'm not that limber for quite.
Right.
I'd have been boom, boom, knocked shit over.
Right.
She didn't knock nothing over.
Nothing.
But
once she got her belongings, she left. So I mean, it's embarrassing because you slipped when you left. But
yeah, they should have brought her belongings. I 1000% agree. I do think tempers flared because ultimately, this is what I be looking at when things like this happen. Ultimately, she has her things
Yes.
and she's walking away.
And she left.
So my question is, why didn't we just start there?
Right.
Can we stop putting hands on people?
Right.
Like, can we stop that?
And don't make things personal. We also, first of all, let's talk about this. Every manager, number one, doesn't know how to be a manager. And then they also don't know the proper way to fire. That is a very sensitive thing to do. And you have to really be mindful of the fact that this person may be upset. It can escalate and they can go from 0 to 100. You just never know. So you have to make sure you're remaining calm tones, let them know, like, I'm sorry that this happened. But unfortunately we have to let you go. And even if you want to, I mean, typically nobody ever does it. I'm happy to be a reference for you wherever it is that you may go, whatever you need. Your belongings are over here, but we're going to have to ask you to leave.
You're a goody two shoes, so you don't get fired. But I
Oh,
do.
no, I got fired.
What's
Remember,
the
I
worst?
got fired.
But what's the worst way you got fired?
From that nigga.
Well, see, that wasn't bad. They called a cab for my ass and snuck me out the back door. Yes, they thought I was gonna act a fool. Yeah, so it was a temp job, right? And so it was time for you to go from temp to full time. You know how you temp to permanent, right? Well, only certain people was making it, right? So I thought I was in. I come in, sit down. Hey, okay, well, we took X amount of people and you didn't make it. I didn't what?
What job was this?
McKesson. This is when I worked with Chuck.
Yes, McKesson.
And so, at this time, my ride was down. That was when I had the Bronco and, my truck was broke down. So I was catching rides with people. And they going to tell me, you didn't make the cut. I didn't make the cut. What you mean I didn't make the cut? Well, come to find out, the supervisor I had at that time was sleeping with our temp person that was over top of the thing. And I had told that person, like, this guy's not training us. We don't know the job. And we didn't know the job. We was messing people's stuff up. And so I'm like, but he's not training us. Like, nobody's training us. But what I didn't know was, and later came to find out, the temp hiring manager and the actual supervisor for the facility was sleeping together. And so I'm telling the person that she's sleeping with. So I didn't stand a chance. But he was a sucker and thought I was going to get mad and blow some stuff up. So they did it in the cafeteria and then had the cab already waiting and had somebody go get my belongings.
You have to prepare for the worst case scenario, but somebody got your belongings and had it there waiting for you. And in most cases, they'll let you collect your belongings. They'll have they'll have somebody who will escort you and, like, to whatever your cubicle office to go ahead and collect your belongings and then leave. And I mean, yes, people let their badges go to their heads, and then it's not that deep at the end of the day. Like, this whole situation could have been prevented. You never should have put your hands on her. She never should have put your hands on you. And it lasted entirely too long to where someone should have been level-headed and not operating in emotions and just said, okay, look, stop, just stop. Give her belongings. That's all she's asking for. And once she got her belongings, she left. And y'all prolonged the situation by agitating her. I'm already angry because I'm fired. And then now you won't give me my stuff? Come on.
Yeah, the brother should have got her stuff. I feel like that was the role that you should have played in that situation.
And then there was 2 or 3 other people in the back. So at least grab her stuff and give it to her. Like, somebody has to be the adult in this situation.
She did that in 2 steps.
I would hire her based off of that.
She did that in 2 steps. I just don't think at that point in time it was out of hand, and the only way to get her to calm down would have been to get her stuff.
Yes.
Calling the police and all that stuff is all, there's cameras everywhere in there. And I'm sure they would have been able to figure out, what they needed to figure out. Get her things and get her the heck up out of there so that nobody else can nobody gets hurt.
Yeah. Because then now your equipment is all over the place. And then, we had customers who wanted coffee and all of this transpired. I'm just trying to get an espresso shot before my flight. I'm watching this. Look, this all could have been avoided. It could have been prevented. And it all depends on how you handle things. And it, when you're a manager, you're expected to be the leader in this situation. And he completely failed.
They sent me home in a cab. It was crazy.
I got fired through email.
I called, I had to call people like, yo, you know where I'm at? Because people were like, yo, where you at? Nigga, I'm in a cab. You in a cab? Yeah, they said.
Did they pay for it?
And they paid for it.
Okay.
They got me up out of there. You know how embarrassing that is. leaving in there. Only thing that was missing was Spike Lee music. I got to go home and explain why you coming home in a cab.
I mean, but it's not like you did anything. It's just you got fired because they said you didn't make the cut. All right, whatever.
But here's how sweet justice is. And maybe this young lady will get her sweet justice. Because I was a regional director of one of the national football camps, one of the largest national football camps in the world, that supervisor's son wanted in my camp.
You didn't let him in, did you?
Oh, absolutely not. I said, you know what? I'm sorry, you can't make the cut. We've reached our number. I don't know if he was or not. Man, that was the greatest fuck him in the world. Because then he tried to be nice at the camp.
Oh,
Ken, hey man, how you doing? What's up, man? I was trying to see. I was trying to see who's running this. Oh, me? You are? Yeah. Yeah, I am. Oh, okay, because they online it said that the register we're full. Sir, need a cab? Asshole. I wish him nothing but the worst.
Oh, it's below you now. It's bad.
Yeah, I'm petty Pendergrass.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
I wish him nothing but the worst. All right, so what's the next story that we have?
So our next story, this was something that has been going viral on a few of some popular blogs, not necessarily as big as the Shade Room and Baller Alert just yet, but getting there, where there is this. I need to do my research on this because I haven't seen. I've only seen a couple of clips, but there is this YouTube dating show where
I've watched it.
I've watched
it. I've watched the show.
Well, you'll have to fill me in. So essentially, these men, they get a balloon and they are prompted with the question that if you're not interested in a person, you pop the balloon.
Yeah.
Well, this guy was not interested in the young lady and told her why. And it sparked a lot of dialogue on the social media platforms. But I'm going to let you guys listen to it and then tell us what you think.
Okay. And I popped my balloon just because you're simply too young. And age isn't really a factor, but you don't know what you want.
How old are you again?
38.
You're 38? Oh, yeah. Red flag.
But it's less about being a red flag and more about being a liability.
I get it.
If I were to bring you into my life, you would be a liability.
Right. Do you got kids, though?
No.
You said you're a doctor, right?
That's correct.
You change your mind, I'm open to it, though.
Why would you be open to it?
Because you're handsome, for one.
So you only like me because I'm beautiful.
Just like I'm beautiful.
Yeah, but that's not why I would only like you.
So why would you like me? Because you didn't answer that.
Because you can bring something and add something to my life. But because you're a liability, you can't add anything to my life.
Right.
You would be a liability to everything in my life.
So what can I not add to your life? What is that?
You can't teach me anything. You can't help me with my finances in any way. You can't add any intellectual.
Okay. Oh, no. You can't add any intellectual? My guy went in. What do you think about that?
That was a lot. That was a lot. I do think he was doing. I think he was being a bit much. Like, okay, you can reject somebody, but then it's like the doubling down of like, oh well, you can't teach me anything. You can't teach me about finance. You can. Okay, calm down. This is just based off of just essentially the whole. I guess just their outer appearance. Like, I don't think anyone knows anyone's profile, what it is that they do. And I believe she was 28, he was 38, so 10-year difference. People, typically date in that age realm. So let's not act like you're talking about like a 21-year-old or something like that. But then that's his preference. If he has the preference of not wanting to date that young because he considers them to be a liability, that's up to him. I just felt like at some point it got kind of rude.
Well, I mean, he stayed in his lane. And what the kids say, he stood on business,
I guess,
because he didn't waver from what he was saying. She just didn't want to accept it at the very first time he said it. And so then she kept pushing. And ladies, I say this all the time. When people talk about dating these black men who are doctors and lawyers and football players and basketball players, and they make a substantial amount of money, I don't say don't. I just say it comes with some bullshit. Why? Because these men know that they are in a bracket where multiple races, gender, even genders, everybody wants these type of guys. And he appears to be a tall, dark-skinned guy who is a doctor. She should do herself a favor and go somewhere else because he is, in a way, he's right. You're 28 years old. He's 38 years old. You go live your life and have fun. Do you want, listen to how he was talking. You cannot add, you can't add anything to my life.
I knew it.
There's no, what that, you can't teach me anything. You can't.
I knew it.
There's nothing that you can do. What can you do for me? What?
He's beautiful.
And I'm beautiful.
First of all, being in her shoes, I would never think that he would want a black woman.
See, y'all always go there. But
I'm just saying, I would, just based on, you know, the way he talked.
I am beautiful.
Yeah, the way he talked, the way he delivered himself, I would not think that he would be interested in a black woman. So that's where I'm like, whoa there, Thunder. Like you just, if she wasn't 28, let's say she was 38. Let's say she was, I don't know, she worked in, she was an entrepreneur, whatever have you. Would you still be interested in her? Like, for you to come down on someone and be like, oh, well, you don't do this. So what is it that you're looking for? I mean, I do agree. Once he said, I'm not interested in you. Okay, so next, like, keep it moving. I don't need to know why you're not interested in me. But you really doubled down. Like, okay, got it. So what is it that you're looking for?
So 38-year-old doctor. I understand what he's saying. How he said it is where I'm like, come on, bro. But 28 years old, and we're our lanes aren't even the same. So let's not even do that for you. Like, because once again, it's a situation that I believe that younger women put themselves in, where he'll sleep with you, but then that'll be it. And then now you think that it's supposed to be more, and now your feelings are hurt when he's clearly established
that he didn't want you.
I don't want you. So then now let's say you keep pushing it, then that means that what? You might want me. So then, okay, let's go out. And then I'll sleep with you, and then I'll push you to the side, and then now your feelings are hurt. But at the beginning, I told you I don't want you. Accept it. And I think at times people take things like that personal, and everybody's not for everybody.
Right.
So then what? Oh, well, why can't I? Because you can't. And I think it was a little bougie for him to act that way. He could have proved his point another way, but he did slightly prove his point because he asked her, well, what can you do? What can you add? And she didn't have anything. Now, let's say they were in the same lanes where she was like, well, I'm studying to be a doctor too. That might have changed the story. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, the brother said something that a lot of people would never say. You can't teach me anything. People will glance over it because he said, and you can't teach me anything. Real sassy, as some would say. But at least he's a brother who is willing to learn from somebody. Some people may not even, admit that much. So I think he knew what he was doing. It's social media as well. And, on this show, people are very, very, very extra.
So you've seen episodes of this before?
Yeah. Seen the little touch. You might have been. I have. Like, so Boosie was on one. And then they put people in front of you and you swipe left or swipe right when they come in front of you. And, I don't know. Let's see. He could have just said no and left it at that and kept moving.
I feel the same way,
Well, I mean, it's the show. It's the show. And there's an elitism amongst these type of people. Whether they openly say it or not, there's an elitism. And so I'm not saying all. I'm just saying that they're being around doctors working in a hospital. Doctors in general,
they're obnoxious,
have a fucking attitude all the time as if their shit doesn't stink.
They're extremely obnoxious.
Our healing doctor said she had to go in on a doctor before, right? And she's a nurse of 30 years, whatever. So doctors already have that
And that's what I'm saying. Even he tried to humble her. And I'm like, this woman, it's her job to make sure that people wake up from their surgery.
Yeah, and he was trying to tell her what to do.
Exactly. So that's why even when I see people like him, where you sit there and you say just based off of, image or age, oh, you can't teach, you can't. Now, if this young lady would have said, well, actually, like you said, I have a doctorate, I have this, because we're not talking about someone who's like 18 or whatever. We're talking about a 28-year-old woman. So if I have a doctorate, I have this, I have that, or whatever have you, and then you still have that same attitude, I'd be like, you know what? I'm good on you.
I would have started that way. As soon as he was like, well,
what?
Well, sound like he's about to ask for Grey Poupon.
And I do think that oftentimes there are some people who enjoy humiliating others. And I that is the problem that I have, where it's just like, you didn't have to do that.
Nah.
She humiliated herself because you should not have kept going. Once that dude said, oh, no, I'm good on you, I don't need to know why.
Yeah, let's leave that
Keep
alone.
it moving.
Keep it pushing.
I'm good. Because one thing that I have always heard and that I have been told is never let a man tell you more than once that he don't want you. And since that man told you twice, he hurt your feelings on the second time. So you should have just been like, all right, let's keep it going. And then to also double it down, like, well, I think you're fine. He would have never gotten that from me. I don't care how cute you think you are. You're not going to get that from me after you just sat here and told me what I can't do for you.
Right. And I agree 100%. I'm not going to go back and forth and banter with somebody who told me they don't want me. Fine. You don't want me. That's cool. I'm out.
There's 4 other niggas that are holding balloons that do. So, all right, bye. Let's listen here, Grey's Anatomy. Go have a fucking seat.
You can't teach me anything. I'm like, what? Nigga talk like Eartha Kitt. Batman.
What?
Can't do that. And that should be a good thing that I can't. All I can do is gargle.
And I can't gargle.
Well, if I'm rolling my tongue, then you should be over here like, cut the show. Let's talk.
One more time.
It's the best I can do. What? Y'all here rolling y'all tongues? What's wrong with y'all?
No, because you would have to roll your tongue in Spanish.
We ain't Spanish. And we're not bilingual. So if I'm out here rolling my tongue, somebody cut the show. Like, wait a minute. That's all I can give you. What? We got a comment. You got to read that. My contacts are blurred.
I was wondering. I was like, are you good? She said, well, it's the finances for me. He doesn't know what her finances are. Also, you can learn something from anyone at any way. Absolutely. And I feel the same way. You can learn so much.
No, you can't.
You can.
The doctors don't believe that. Doctors think they are one step
they have
from
the God complex.
Yeah,
Yes.
they think they're one step from God.
Absolutely. Especially doctor. No, but yes, actual like medical professionals. Yes,
they tend to believe that they have like God-like stuff with them. So yeah, but at the end of the day, definitely.
Can we roll it again?
Sure.
Age isn't really a factor, but you don't know what you want.
How old are you again?
38.
You're 38? Yeah. Red flag.
But it's less about being a red flag and more about being a liability.
I get it.
If I were to bring you into my life, you would be a liability.
Right. Do you got kids, though?
No.
You said you're a doctor, right?
That's correct.
You change your mind, I'm open to it, though.
Why would you be open to it?
Because you're handsome, for one.
So you only like me because I'm beautiful.
Just like I'm beautiful.
Yeah, but that's not why I would only like you.
So why would you like me? Because you didn't answer that.
Because you can bring something and add something to my life. But because you're a liability, you can't add anything to my life.
Right.
You would be a liability to everything in my life.
So what can I not add to your life? What is that?
You can't teach me anything. You can't help me with my finances in any way. You can't add any intellectual.
And I think maybe his feelings were hurt also when she said that it was a red flag that he was 38 and single and didn't have any kids, which I don't think that should be a red flag.
Well, no, it's not. That's a green flag. What you talking about? Because shit. Never mind. Love you, kids.
I
But
think once she said that, that's when he just went for it. And then, once you hear your counterparts laughing. And giggling, it's like, oh well, let me keep going because they're fueling the fire. So it was about humiliation at that point.
It was, and that's a shame. And hopefully, the sister finds somebody that makes her happy.
Yeah.
But that's also a lesson to people visually, right there in your face, that sometimes take no for an answer.
Yeah, absolutely.
And keep it pushing. Don't try to convince somebody to be with you.
Yes.
If the answer is no, it's no.
Let me tell y'all something. No is a complete sentence. No one owes you an explanation or anything. If it is no, take your no and keep it moving. Okay.
Word. Because the
Okay.
answer is no. So wait, I can't see it.
Oh, so the way she had her head tilt, she was disinterested. She was allowing him to embarrass himself.
And he talks like this. So he probably doesn't even like her. He probably likes him on the right side.
No, I don't. I don't know.
Man, look,
I don't know.
Because here's the thing, man. Once again, I need men to act like men.
Please.
That's not manly. There's no manly etiquette in what he just did right there.
So how would you have played out that situation? Like if you were on the show and, you popped the balloon and she was like, well, why didn't you like me?
Like, you know what? Because we're in two different worlds.
Okay.
And somebody who's 28 and I'm 38 as a doctor, I would be doing you a disservice because my life is set and you're still growing. Grow. Don't be with somebody like me because you would have to fit in a certain peg because I'm busy, because of time, because of this, because of that. And at 28, you should not be locked into that. You should go enjoy yourself.
And if she called you a red flag for being 38 and single and no kids?
I would be like, you know what? You're right. It is. Because eventually I do want a family, but because of my time, how can I have one? And so there's where we have the problem of just two different cultures. So for me, it would be a no.
That was a very, very mature way of answering.
There's an etiquette because here, I hate. I can't roll my tongue, so that's a problem. But for men who argue with women or demean women, I don't understand the pleasure of that.
Right.
I just don't. And it's not even so much man and woman. It's a people thing. What do you get out of that? You get what I'm saying? Like there's nothing pleasurable about that. I don't like seeing people hurt. And I also don't want to be the person that causes somebody to leave from an interaction with me feeling worse.
You know what I have found in dating, especially coming across guys like that, I find that they've been teased or they got denied by the woman that they wanted.
Yeah.
So now that they have the opportunity or that they're in a certain level of place in their life, yes, every woman who even reminds me of this woman that denied me or the women that denied me, you're going to pay. And I feel like that might be this instance here where you may have been like, the nerdy guy who, nobody was really paying attention to, and you were in your books and you may have liked this, pretty girl in your class. And she was like, ew, I don't want to date you, or I'm not really interested. And you were hurt by that. So what did you do? I'm going to become a doctor. I'm going to go and I'm going to groom myself. I'm going to make sure that I look good, that I smell good, that I am that guy that she dated or was looking at in school. And then now that you're in a place where some of those women who remind you of those girls in high school or college or whatever stage of your life are coming back for you, now you're like, vengeance, no.
And that's why I believe men especially should play sports because you have to be used to rejection, used to losing. Somebody has to lose.
Okay. And
when you can accept the fact that everything's not a win, then you can know not in this situation not to fire off on somebody. You know what I'm saying? When you're an athlete, a lot of athletes, they do, mentally that some of them check out, and there are situations of abuse and things like that. Cause I know that's what somebody say, well, they be beating women. Not all of them, but you do as an athlete understand taking L's because you take them all the time. and you understand competition, and you understand when you're not the biggest dog in the room.
Right.
Like, and so when you come into situations, yes, you have your arrogant assholes who will try to impose that I'm an athlete. But for the most part, you'll meet athletes and they chill because you know I've taken L's before, so it ain't that big of a deal. I've been denied, I've been dissed, I've lost, I've had coaches dog cuss me, I've had coaches talk crazy to me. Athletes know that. So then when you get in certain situations, you can continue conversation without feelings being laid at the table. And that situation sound like both of them was in their feelings versus I get what he was trying to say because you were 28, but allow her to understand from a 38-year-old man what a 28-year-old woman should be doing. And you shouldn't be locked into a doctor whose time is everything and locked in and, you know, he got everything to do. You're 28. Go live life, see the world, enjoy yourself, have fun, because my life as a doctor is not that. Go enjoy yourself. And so then now you don't have to, she don't feel crazy for giving you a compliment. And then you say that. I appreciate the compliment. And you're beautiful as well. You should probably find you a beautiful 32-year-old guy, not somebody like me. You know what I'm saying? But when you've taken enough L's in life, you can do that. These men.
Do you think it's a level of security in
to
yourself?
Do what?
Like being secure enough to have that sort of dialogue?
Yeah, you got to know who you are to do that. And then also you have to have people tell you that you're not the shit. How many times did our mother tell me to my face, you're not the shit? You think you're the shit. You're not the shit. You get what I'm saying? And then how many times you get rejected? Like you get rejected out here and you got to be able to take it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these parents, and I'm not going to say single moms or anything like that, but a lot of these parents coddle these boys and they grow up to be that because they don't know what it feels like to have to take that L because here comes Mama Bear. You ain't going to talk to my son like that. Because I guarantee Mama Bear probably condones that he said that message.
Oh, I'm sure.
That message would have got me cussed out. Who do you think you talking to like that? You see what I'm saying? So at some point in time, I just need men to start being men, man. Like we spend so much time fussing with women that now you can't tell who's man and who's woman.
Baby, listen.
I am not arguing with a woman over things like this or relationships and all that. It gets to a point where, okay, one of the most frustrating things in our relationship is I stop. Okay, you got it. Because at a point in time, we're just going just to be going.
Yeah.
Let's put a period where a comma is, and then let's all marinate on what was said, and then we'll come back. But we're not going to keep. No.
Yeah.
Sassy ass.
I was going to say that is actually an unfortunate dating tale that we'll have to save for another day.
Oh, yeah, because it's almost 8.
Yes, we'll save that for another day.
We didn't get to the unfortunate dating tale.
Because usually that's on Wednesday. So we can save that for tomorrow. Yes.
And we got the healing consultant, so she can
yes.
add to that. And so because we have a couple minutes, let's talk about sassy men.
Why do you keep doing it where the music stops?
Because I'm tired of watching these social media videos of these emotional men.
Yes.
Like, and I think people should go to therapy.
Please.
Or read a book.
Please.
You know what I'm saying? To where you can learn how to harness these emotions, because at the end of the day, it's not masculine to release such emotions without having the ability to control them. It's okay to speak your mind as a man and voice your opinion as a man. And I'm not talking about, oh, well, I'm a gay man or a straight man or transsexual or anything. As a human being, you have the ability to control yourself and voice exactly how I feel. Now, you cannot impose that opinion on somebody. That's when it starts to become emotional.
Right.
The moment that you cross the line to try to force or impose your will, be it physically or mentally or emotionally on another person, that is now a form of abuse. I can't make you do anything. And that in that situation seemed like that's where we were going. Make me understand why you're not picking me. He's not obligated to do that.
He's not.
And then on the flip side, you're not obligated to down this woman because you are of a certain stature. Because truth be told, you being a doctor means nothing.
Because we don't even know if you're so far in fucking debt because of student loans or whatever have you. Who's to say that just because you're a doctor, you know how to manage money properly? I've seen a lot of people who have been in a lot of positions that have good money who are still poor.
Annie is crazy. You need to hold a conference and offer free food and PS5. See,
Annie, that's enough.
So, and that's the only way I'll get them there. Wings and PS5 and Madden. Because it's the truth. It's the truth. And I think, like I said, because we're gonna get out of here on this note. At the bottom line is we are losing the identity of what roles people should be in because we're just mushing everything together so that people are heard. And sometimes that you have to take a step back, allow everything to be put on the table, and then let's sit back and marinate on what was said. You know what I'm saying? We might not get the response that we want, or we might not get the response that we want to hear immediately. Like me and my ex-wife, I'm waiting for a response 10 years later. I may never, but I have to be okay with the fact that I may never get it. So why keep arguing, fussing, fighting, pulling, tugging? Because I want you tell me why, or what is it going on? They're not obligated to do that. No. And so for us right now as men, we are trying to tell you how we feel because we're what you bring to the table. Don't care. They're not obligated to tell you that, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like none of that stuff. She's not obligated to indulge that level of information. Y'all ain't talking about being married. Sit your ass down some damn where. Like maybe I should have a conference because I'm tired of these punk men. Punk men just aggravate, and they'll get on me and be like, "Oh, you a pick me." I'm not a pick me. I was just raised that men don't have certain conversations with women because women are allowed to be emotional, and sometimes their emotions may not be harnessed. It is up to us to decipher through that emotion what is being said. Like, let it out. Go ahead, let it out. Our shoulders are supposed to be strong enough for the women to let it out. Oh, she hurt your little feelings with words. You punk.
I was going to say the role has completely reversed where it seems like now the men are, especially the guys that I've dealt with, where I'm the one having to have the strong shoulder. And it's like, all right, let it out. What's going on?
You let words hurt your feelings, binky boopy.
But you know what? I've realized after that, I'm like, do you feel better? Yeah. Okay, go to therapy.
Go see a therapist.
Go to therapy. Go to therapy.
How many and we had a close friend of mine. We argued until 3 a.m, and it came down to you need to go see a therapist.
You need to go to therapy, baby.
Like go see a therapist, man. Like get it out. You're allowed to get it out, but it needs to be controlled. We don't know how to control it and who's supposed to get all of it and who's not. There's people who get paid to take all your anger, haste, and you just dump it. People get paid for that.
And it ain't me.
And then there's people that you're supposed to work with and operate with in relationships where you're supposed to communicate after you dump. Well, this made me feel this way. This made me feel this way. All right, now how do we balance this out so that you feel a certain way, I feel a certain way, and then guess what? We proceed. But when we stay stuck and everybody, I want you to hear me. No, I want you to hear me. Why? You know what I'm saying? Why? And and all that men, and then she gonna try to use my vulnerabilities against me.
Oh, I've heard that so many times.
If you feel like the person's gonna use the vulnerability against you, you're with the wrong person. And it's okay to be with the wrong person. Thank God that you found it out. Leave. Not, I'm just gonna be in this relationship and not talk to you. So then now you got a person trying to figure out how you feel, Don't get me started. I promise you, when it comes down to relationships, I've done the homework because the one thing I never wanted to do was be in a situation where I divorce again, unknowingly of what the problem was. And what everything boiled back to in divorce was a lack of communication.
Absolutely.
Because I believe if two adults can sit down and have a communication two-way street. I listen to you, you listen to me.
And comprehend.
And then I know in this conversation, it may get heated, but guess what? I might have to just, okay, let it out. Let it out. Don't take it personal because I'm mad. Girl, get it out. Okay, cool. And then now let's chew on, what's here now. That's what we as men, we should be able to do that. And then if you're with the right woman, then yeah, you should be able to in turn say, okay, this is how I feel. And it might get ugly. You might cry. Okay, dry your tears. And then, okay, now let's talk about that too. But all this fucking bickering is ridiculous. I feel sorry for y'all out here, dude. The women that are out here dealing with these dudes, man. I promise you, I feel sorry because I see it every day. I'm like, who's teaching y'all?
Who knows?
I am thankful for having the dad that I had. He was a man's man.
That's what's missing. There's no more mans anymore. Like it. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing anyone hold them accountable. I'm not seeing where there are groups of men who are saying, "Now, come on, bro, you know better than that." That is something that is missing, and being someone who has had that, where I'm used to being around men who do manly things, it's very hard to come by. Very hard to come by.
It is. Our biggest problem in our relationship that I had in the very beginning was, okay, if we can't get past this, then I'll leave. Because I'm okay enough to say that this may not work. Well, why are you just trying to leave? Well, why are we just arguing? If we can't seem to get on the same page, then somebody got to go. You know what I mean? And I think that's what we're not willing to do. We want to be attached so much and we want to be heard so much that we're not willing to say, maybe this just ain't a good fit.
And be okay with it.
And be all right with it. And be all right with it. And then as men, being able to, you want to know what your role is as a man, and then we can leave. Your role as a man is to be able to manage the emotions of a woman when she's expressing herself at 100%. Because she's trusting you with the emotions. You now have to manage that. And it's okay because we have the ability to go on, off, left, right, up, down, and stay out of the gray. The gray is where all those emotions are and confusion and all that stuff. Help give fucking clarity. Not, and you can't do anything for me. What can you add to my life? You can't teach me anything. That dude's a straight bitch.
Okay. All right. All right.
I can't wait. And y'all, you know what? We're gonna have some clickbait stuff for the people who are watching, because one day Tuck is coming. And when I tell you, he and I go back and forth because he is one of the guys who have the, new age 50-50 mentality. Not 50-50 mentality, but more of a caveman mentality towards relationships and all that. It's going to be a hoot because I'm telling you, he and I go hard.
I would love to see the two of you interact.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I haven't seen that. So
yeah, the 26th, you'll be gone.
Oh, that's right.
You'll have to tune in. He's going to come in on the tweet. He told me the 26th. That's
Jesus
next
Christ.
Friday.
Oh.
And then Key will be here too. Lord have mercy.
Oh, that is going to be a lot of yelling. Please.
I'll control.
Yes.
I'll monitor.
Yes.
He doesn't speak out of turn. It's just he'll say wild shit. It'll be fun. But tomorrow we have the healing consultant.
We do. We have Ms. Verna Spencer in the building. For those of you who have been hanging with us in True and Blues, the TDS, you are well aware of the healing consultant. She's going to be in tomorrow. And I wonder if we're going to have her in a messy letter.
We'll have her in a messy letter. And then also there'll be a masseuse tomorrow that will be speaking to how you can use the CBD lotion. And the CBD lotion that she has, for healing purposes of your joints and all that, the masseuse is going to show how we can do certain tactics to help ourselves when we can't get to the massage parlor. Or is that what it's called?
A spa.
A spa. Okay. See, man and woman, a massage parlor, a spa. Okay. Sound like an elementary kid. A place where they rub on you. A spa.
And also, one last plug. If you feel like you can't handle your emotions, go ahead and get those CBD drink drops. Put them in your water. Go ahead and balance your day out.
Word. or just go ahead and take the gummies, CBD gummies or the Delta 8. I advise taking the Delta 8 when it's time to go to sleep.
And you match it up with a little bit of therapy and you are good to go.
Yeah, and life will be a little bit easier. We're not telling you anything that we're not doing for ourselves.
Because my drops are in my water.
And my Delta 8 is in the cabinet. I don't.
Good night, y'all.
TDS Radio, our voice, our culture.